Hey everyone, so today I'm going to show you how you can make these cool jelly soaps. And you can see they're very squishy and jelly, but they're not sticky. They're actually pretty cool. And I'm going to show you the things that you need to make them, and let's get started. Okay, so first thing that you're going to need is, they call it melt and pour or glycerin soap base. So you can get this at any craft store. I have a big block of it, and then you just sort of chip off what you need. And it's just a clear soap base. Then you're going to need some kind of a liquid soap. So you can use hand soap. I'm using this one, which is like a 3-in-1 body wash type of soap, but you could use any liquid soap. Then you're going to need some unflavored gelatin. And you're going to need also some kind of mold that you can pour it into. I am using a silicone mold because I just feel like they're a lot easier to use, and it's a lot easier to get the soap out of it once you're done. You can also use, optionally, food coloring. Well, not food coloring, but coloring that you can use in soaps. And you can also use scents that you can buy online or in any craft store. And you're going to also need, I'm not using those today. I'm not going to scent it, and I'm not going to color it because the body wash I'm using is already scented and it's got like a green color to it. So that I don't need today. And you're also going to need a microwave safe container. I'm just going to use this measuring cup so that you can see what I'm actually doing. So first thing that you're going to do, oh, and you're also going to need a spray bottle filled with rubbing alcohol, and that's really important, and I'll show you why later. But the first thing that you're going to do is you're going to take your soap base, and you're going to put, I'm going to put maybe half a cup of that in there, maybe a little more. Yeah, okay, so you're going to put maybe around a cup of that, half a cup or a cup depending on how many soaps you're making. And you're going to take this and you're going to microwave it. Now when you microwave this, it's going to get hot, so be careful. If you want to wear maybe some goggles or gloves, if you think you need them, that's fine, especially if you're doing it with your kids or with minors. You want to supervise them because that is going to get hot. So I'm going to go microwave this, and when you do microwave it, don't put it in for a long time, because what happens is you can sort of burn the soap and it becomes kind of gross and it smells and it might turn brown a little bit. So this is just your clear glycerin soap. And when you microwave it, you're going to microwave it for 20 seconds at a time, just until it's liquidy. If you see there's still some clumps in it, put it back in for another 10 seconds, another 10 seconds, another 10 seconds, keep checking it. You could just sort of mix it around like this a little bit to get the clumps into the hot part of it so that it all melts evenly. So I'm gonna go microwave this, and I will be right back. Okay, so I am back, and you can see my glycerin soap base. Also, that glycerin soap base, you can get that at pretty much any craft store. Sometimes you can even find it in Walmart or Target, and it's relatively inexpensive. I have a big bucket of it, but you could get just a small container of it if you're only gonna do this one time. But you can see now it's very liquidy. And the spray bottle with the rubbing alcohol in it, what you're going to do is, if you see those bubbles on the top there, you're just going to take that and you're going to spray it, and it's going to break up all those bubbles that are on the top. So now the next thing that you're going to do is you're going to take 1 or 2 tablespoons of gelatin. And you're just gonna, I'm gonna try to spread it out on the top as much as I can so it doesn't really clump up, but you might get a couple clumps, and that's okay. Then when you mix it, you really want to break up as many of the clumps as you can, so I'm gonna use a fork. But you don't want to stir it like too vigorously, because if you do, you're going to get tons and tons and tons of air bubbles inside of it, and that is going to make your soap very cloudy, which I'll actually show you. I made one, I don't know where I put it, this one here. As you can see, it's very clear up on the top, but where all the bubbles landed up on this side of it, it got very foggy. So it would be very see-through. This one's not though, because it has too many bubbles in it. So you want to try to avoid that. So this, I'm just going to kind of give it a good stir. Again, just trying really to mix it, trying not to get any air into it. You want to try to break up those little globules of the gelatin as much as you can though, because if you leave those big globs in there, you're going to see them inside your soap. You can also, you'll see now that there are a lot of bubbles up on top of that, but if you spritz it, the bubbles sort of disappear. That's why the rubbing alcohol in the bottle is very important. It will get rid of the surface tension of it while you're mixing it and getting everything together. And it will get rid of all those bubbles that you've stirred into your mixture. So once that is basically all stirred in there, this one has a bunch of clumps in it, but that's okay. This is just basically for demonstration because I want to show you the finished product and how to mold it in a second. So next thing that you're going to want to do is, after you spritz it to get rid of them bubbles, you're going to put your liquid soap in it. So I'm just going to dump some liquid soap in there. And you want to put enough of it in there. If it's like a colored soap, you want to put enough of it in there to get that whole mixture the color of the soap. So I would say that if you're using this 1 cup recipe, you want to put maybe 6 tablespoons of it in there, just to sort of get it all incorporated in there. And you can see I still have clumps in mine, so I'm going to want to mix that up a little better than that. That's the gelatin. You want to mix the gelatin in relatively quickly. And mine is starting to get a skin on the top of it, so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to pop it back in the microwave for another 10 seconds and I'll be right back. Okay, so now I've mixed it and it's very liquidy. You can see most of the bubbles and most of the clumps are out of it. So now what you're going to do is you're going to get your mold and you're going to fill your mold with what you want to fill it with. So I'm going to get 2 of these ones that just say handmade. And by the way, the molds that I have, I'm using silicone molds because I feel like it's really easy to get them out of it when they're completed. But you can use pretty much any container that you have, maybe an old food container or something that you just want to put it in and throw them out. And don't worry about ruining your cups because this is just soap. So after you're done with this, you just rinse it out and clean it like you would with anything. Okay, so then you're going to take your mixture right here and you're just going to fill your soap mold. So let's just fill that up. Okay, we'll fill this one too. Alright, and then what you're going to do is you're going to take your sprayer filled with rubbing alcohol and you're just going to spray the top of the soap and you'll see all of those bubbles that were on top just got poofed away. Now, due to the magic of television, these would take about 15 minutes to 20 minutes to set, but I already have some that I have set up, so I'm just going to show you how easy it is to get them out of the molds. So here are some of them that I already made. What you're going to do is you're just going to pull the sides away from the mold, like that, just to sort of break the seal. Then you're just going to pop them out. Just going to pull them right out of there. And you can see it has that jelly effect to it. And you can use this as regular soap. You can use it in your shower. You can use it on your sink if you want to wash your hands with it. You can put face stuff in it if you wanted to. Just make sure that the glycerin base that you have is acceptable as a face soap. And you could also make yourself a little face thing. Some people even add sugar to these, and then they make these little sugar scrubs that sort of scrub away the dead skin on your hands. So there's a lot of different options of things that you can do. And I'm just going to show you some of the molds I got. Like this one is a little bat, because it's almost Halloween here, so you can do a little bat. And I have another one here which is pretty cool, which is this little skull. It's a little skull guy. Now I wanted to show you, if you don't spray it with the rubbing alcohol, this is what you're going to get. Clear soap with a bunch of bubbles on top. And the bubbles you can't see through. If you do it and you spray it like I did with this one, you can see that it's a very clear soap compared to the other one. You could see through it. There's very little, if any, bubbles up on top of it, and that is because I sprayed it with that rubbing alcohol spray. So you guys, I hope that you liked this video, and if you did, please give it a thumbs up. If you're not subscribed to my channel yet and you would like to be, hit the subscribe button down below, and if you love this video, please share it. Thanks for watching, and I hope to see you again soon. Bye.